Hey y'all, welcome to week 5, day 2 of the Elijah Bible Study by Priscilla Shirer. This one is titled Completely His. 2 Chronicles 16:9. The eyes of the Lord move to and fro throughout the earth, that he may strongly support those whose heart is completely his. Yesterday we saw Elijah's commitment to prepare this worthy sacrifice, but the lessons that we learn from this don't just stop there. You know, he's intentional about his sacrifice. He wants things to be as they were, the history of how people are supposed to serve Yahweh. He was very intentional, but also he takes it even a step further, and he shows them that he is completely Yahweh's. He even separates himself from fellow followers of Yahweh. He is unapologetically individual. He steps out with this bold faith that is required to make such a bold sacrifice like that. He's different, and this is something that should challenge us as believers. You know, sometimes we're going to have to separate ourselves even from other believers who's, you know, they believe, but maybe their hearts aren't in the right place either. And so sometimes iron sharpens iron, but sometimes we can water down our faith by, you know, kind of all working together in different ways. And so it's just kind of frustrating sometimes when you have other fellow believers who are hot and cold, one foot in, one foot out, and they seem to affirm you, but that's not where your affirmation should come from. It should come from God. So there's several characteristics that, you know, several characters in the Bible that have showed this as well. Esther and Daniel, Noah. I mean, all these people, they stood out, they stepped out on their faith, and they honored what God needed them to do. So the important thing is here, are we completely his? Do we give all of us to him? Or are we still so worried about what our peers think? Are we worried about where we stand in society? Because, I mean, honestly, that's where we are in our workplaces. That's where we are at home, even at church sometimes. We fall into this, what do our peers think of us role? And that's not where we should be. She says to turn, she puts a quote in there, turn your loneliness into solitude and your solitude into prayer. And that's by Elizabeth Elliot. You know, I thought that one was really, really important. You know, we have to separate ourselves from the world sometimes. When we feel lonely, we need to turn that into solitude. And then sometimes when we're in that solitude, we turn it into prayer. And I think we forget to do that. We forget to take a step back and really reconnect and ground ourselves in the Bible and what God calls for us to do. And that's what we have to do to be completely his. Otherwise, you know, we're worried about what other people think of us, and that's not going to get us anywhere. But we need to have a strong support group of other like-minded believers, and we need to remember to stay strong in that. And sometimes we have to separate ourselves from others to really be completely his. Have a great day.